Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So let's keep this intro short and sweet. If you have attended school in the last 10 years, I'm sure you have read a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book and completely understand the hype behind it. But if you sadly haven't, Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a book series created by author and cartoonist Jeff Kinney. This series follows Greg Heffley, who could be described as a petty, lazy, egotistical, narcissist, backstabbing, talentless, dishonest, and selfish individual's daily high school life. Heck, he even had some movies for it. But damn. Now this is the Diary of a Wimpy Kid Iceberg. For those who somehow don't know, an iceberg chart is basically a list filled with theories and pieces of information related to the topic. The chart goes from the tip of the iceberg being well-known general knowledge to right at the bottom, where more obscure and mysterious pieces are found. The trend started back in 2020 with the Mario 64 iceberg. In this video I'll be using two icebergs and just combining them together. So a massive thank you to Springy and TheBestYTPer. The cheese touch was mentioned at the start of the first book, where it was revealed that the cheese touch originated from a piece of mouldy cheese lying on the basketball court. The first person to have the cheese touch was Darren Welsh, who touched it with his finger. It was stated by Greg that the cheese touch works like cooties. You have it until you pass it on to someone else, and the only way to protect yourself against the cheese touch is by crossing your fingers, and because of that, Greg ended up taping his fingers together. He got a D in handwriting as a result. Abe Holt, a student in Westmore Middle School, got the cheese touch in the last April before middle school, and nobody ended up going near him for the rest of the school year. And with that ordeal, Abe took the cheese touch with him when he and his family moved out to California. The movie diary states that the cheese is the main antagonist of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series, despite it not being a character. There have been 5 Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, the 3 original movies that are fan favourites, the hated long haul reboot, and the Disney animated movie. On December 3rd, 2021, Disney released the Diary of a Wimpy Kid animated movie, but hey, at least it received mixed to positive reviews from critics, in comparison to the Diary of a Wimpy Kid long haul movie, and my god, the amount of hate that movie received. As soon as the trailer of the film was released, countless memes and hashtags were made about the new cast, such as NotMyRodrick, which was a trend on Twitter in retaliation to Charlie's white portrayal of Rodrick, in contrast to Dev and Bostick, who was deemed superior by fans. There was a lot of backlash, and many critics and fans considered this to be the worst film in the franchise thus far. It scored a 4.3 on IMDb, a 39 on Metacritic, and Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie an 18% rotten rating of approval. Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid is a spin-off of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. It was released on April the 9th, 2019. The whole book is written from the perspective of Rowley Jefferson, who acts as Greg's biographer.
Zooey Mama.
Zooey Mama is a comic that appears in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Originally an idea of Greg, Rowley continues drawing the comic after Greg abandons the project. The comic just has a punchline of Zooey Mama. There's been 2 Thanksgiving parade balloons made to promote the books and movies. Baby Gibson is a very short human being. He lives along with his grandmother, and it is said that no one knows for sure how old Gibson is, because no matter how much time passes, he never seems to get any older, with Greg Heffley joking that he could be an adult with the kids that he owns. Jeff Kinney's son, Will Kinney, has made some viral TikToks because of his collaboration with his father. Well, in Rodrick Rules, Greg was invited to Rowley's grandfather's birthday party, where Greg states that he doubts Bambi Jefferson will live to next year. He died within a year. With the book series selling over 250 copies, merchandise were bound to be sold. You could buy a Cheese Touch board game, a 200-piece puzzle, Diary of a Wimpy Kid top trumps, a 10-second challenge, Don't Scramble the Egg, and a Flipping Frenzy card game. With the events that unfold in Cabin Fever, a dedicated subreddit with over 50,000 members called Manny was created. Well, as you can see, they just hate Manny for being the spoiled child that he is. Ploopy, also known as Pooty in the online book, is a slur made by Manny, who uses it as an insult to Greg, as he takes his anger out on everyone after losing his tingy, his blanket. When he says it, Greg doesn't know what it means. Manny just uses the strange word to his advantage, calling Greg a Ploopy. With over 170k members, R Loaded Diaper is a subreddit dedicated for its fans to post fanfics and memes, or just honestly sorting by top posts. He has some pretty interesting stuff. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is based on Jeff's life. Several aspects of the book is based on Jeff's life, from characters representing his family members to several events in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. For example, Rodrick is actually based on his real life brother. DIY books. There are 2 editions of the Do-It-Yourself books, a book featuring many Wimpy Kid activities as well as a blank page to write your own diary. Their second edition is expanded and includes more activities. Little Cutie is a comic book series that is disliked by both Greg and his father. Due to the formulaic and sappy nature of the comic, it is easy to guess that it is referencing the Family Circus comic strip. A Diary of a Wimpy Kid Happy Meal promotion was in the United Kingdom from September 14 to October 18, 2016 as a part of McDonald's Happy Readers program. In 2019, the same promotion was done in Australia. One of 8 small books was included in each meal, with 6 of the books being a How to Survive storybooks and the other 2 being a survival guide and a survival activity book. Poptropica is an online role-playing game developed in 2017 by Pearson Education's Family Education Network and targeted towards children between the ages of 6 to 15. Poptropica was primarily the creation of Jeff Kinney. There was actually 2 Diary of a Wimpy Kid islands, Wimpy Wonderland and Wimpy Boardwalk. On October 23, 2018, Redditor Judge Groggs published part 10 of their Diary of a Wimpy Kid Looks Like book series in the R Loaded Diaper subreddit. The post is a 3-panel comic showing Rally at an open door yelling, "I'm not gay, Greg." In the following 2 panels, Greg watches Rally slam the door. Greg cries to himself when he was left alone. Rally has actually closed his mouth 5 times, well 3 officially in the series, and twice in the webcomic. In the 3rd wheel, it was revealed that Greg was born 3 weeks prematurely, and was only 5 pounds 7 ounces at birth. Diary of a Wimpy Kid Cheese Touch Edition. There's actually a Cheese Touch edition of the first book, made for the anniversary of its release. The edition doesn't change anything except the cheese is actually coloured in yellow. There's a popular opinion that Greg is apparently gay, bi or trans, due to his hate on things untraditionally masculine. Greg's dislike of Rally's open feminine attitude, and his dad's nature of pushing Greg to do manly things. This theory inspired some of the R Loaded Diapers community's fanfic. Joshie is a European singer in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid book series. He promotes good values such as respecting your parents and following your dreams. Rally is a notable fan of Joshie, though Greg is confident that all his fans are 6 to 8 years old. One of Joshie's songs was made into a real song, while the song was never played in the movies, but it could easily be found on Jeff's website and on YouTube. The song is also notable because it was performed by Jeff's brother.
Listen to Joshie. I am Joshie.
Diary o' a Ween is a Scottish translation on the book series. And honestly, what the f does this mean? When we've got Tegang, we've got Tegang. The pig is a domestic pig that was owned by the Heffley family between the events of the Long Hole and the Getaway. He exhibits extraordinary intelligence and can do human-like things like open cans, despite not having opposable thumbs. The pig only seems to be fond of Manny Heffley, and is only the 2nd farm animal worn by the Heffleys, the first being a goat that was mentioned in Cabin Fever. The pig runs away in the meltdown after being sent to obedience school for misbehaving after being excluded from Heffley's family vacation, and his ultimate fate is unconfirmed. During Wrecking Ball, one of Manny's stuffed animals in the stuffed pile toy references the pig. It is possible that this is the pig and Manny has been caring for him in secret. Epic Rap Battle of History is a popular YouTube channel, and I'm sure all of you have heard of it, featuring rap battles between like 2 characters, sometimes fictional and sometimes real people. A parody of the video shows a rap battle between Greg and Anne Frank was made, which gained popularity. However, the video was taken down due to the creator's dislike towards the video.
Oh gross, battling you is worse than being around Fregley. But just like your face, this match is getting ugly. Bit attack so fast you will not see them coming. And frankly, I got you cornered so you can't hit the ground running. It's a good thing you never grew up, Wiener Schnitzel leader. With all of those guests, you couldn't have done anything with Peter. Analyze these fatal words and you'll die from concentration. Come out and meet the fate of your tiny little nation.
Yusuf Alinin Majahala, translated to Yusuf Ali's Adventure. Well, it's just a rip-off of the Diary of Wimpy Kid book series, from the stories to the character dynamics. But at least they have a completely different book cover from the Diary of Wimpy Kid series. The cancelled Cabin Fever special. It was originally announced in 2012. Kinney stated that it would be a half-hour television special and would air on Fox in late 2014. However, it was never seen, and it was turned into a Diary of Wimpy Kid 2021 film for Disney+. Diary of Wimpy Kid Flash Games. Diary of Wimpy Kid had several Flash games over the years, including one made for the movies. A few of these games were saved on Flashpoint for those waiting to play, but sadly most of the games made for the movies were long gone. Ben Fielders. Ben Fielders is a character that only appears in the webcomics. Ben was Greg's best friend until he lied to Greg and told him an embarrassing thing Pippa Matthews did. Pippa Matthews is Holly Hills in the book. This story was told so Greg could lose attention towards her since Ben became her boyfriend. For some reason, this storyline was completely cut out from the books, giving Holly a bit of a lesser role in the story. Oh my, the Japanese covers. Japan has the most unique cover change out of all the countries, featuring a completely unique design layout with the title bar. Different pictures of the pages scattered about. Damn, just look at Rodrick Rules, The Last Straw, Dog Days. I don't know why, but these books just look so amazing. But I can't help but think of DOAWK Diaries. The Manny will not be televised. On June the 8th, 2020, TikTok user The Manny Spotted posted a video of someone drawing Manny at an Oregon protest, while a person nearby says, "The Manny will not be televised," gaining over 900,000 likes.
The Manny will not be televised, man.
The Manny will not be televised.
Look, pissed off the Manny. Look how mad he is. He's tired of police brutality. He's tired of this fucking situation. He's tired of American imperialism. Fuck that, man. He's tired of curfews too. The Manny, see, look, skinheads for Manny, man. We're sharps too.
I've already made like $150. And like, why didn't you?
Molotovs, man. Burn the racists down, man.
That's my Manny.
The phrase "the Manny will not be televised" is a play on Gil Scott-Heron's famous poem and song, "The Revolution will not be televised." In the enduring weeks, pictures, several graffiti pieces depicting Manny with slogans in support of the protests such as ACAB and F12 appeared online. Greg is a sociopath. A sociopath is defined as a person with a personality disorder, manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behaviour. There's been many debates over whether Greg actually shows traits of them, showing his little regard for the safety of others, notably demonstrating the case of his treatment towards his supposed best friend Rowley. He also has an inflated sense of his own superiority. Greg's depressing future. In an interview, Jeff stated that he believed that Greg's adult life would be depressing, which he further elaborated in a Reddit AMA, which is basically a Q&A, where he states he imagined Rowley would grow up to be happy and successful while Greg is left in his wake.